Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Nasdaq and SPX price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. This is the daily close for Nasdaq and SPX. And as we can see, of course, the confirmation for lower has been taken. We were looking what if still have a possibility for a leading diagonal wave 1, 2 and then continuation toward the upside. Confirmation for higher was not taken. We have, of course, a gap here in between, and of course, we dropped down toward the downside. So I believe, of course, our analysis was, I would say, it was perfect regarding, of course, this wave toward the upside. We can see, of course, that it was very aggressive somehow, very surprising, and I would say it was very tricky. And at the end here, of course, even was more trickier. We can see, of course, that it didn't took the high. It was moving kind of like impulsively and just took the handbrake exactly there. And we see, of course, a very fast move towards the downside. Now, the only scenario left in front of us for higher prices is not, of course, from here. We are looking for higher prices starting at least from this potential target here at 0.38. Now, of course, you can consider like 1, 2, 1, 2, another 1, 2 here. But basically, yeah, it can be also, so we have to be careful. Now, on the 15-minute chart, this is clear that it is an impulse toward the downside. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, meaning at least now you are looking for a zigzag. And this zigzag, of course, can be probably, of course, a wave too. So anyway, let's keep the things always clear, right? So let's keep the testing areas always as well there. Even if the probability is low, we still need, of course, to see what's going to happen. So basically, we are right now on 0.38 for this one too. And potentially, I believe, of course, this green zone at least has to be taken now as a zigzag, right? Because you have an impulse already. Now, if we take the 886 and this level, well, we're going to see the reaction over there. And so this with the 886 confluence here might be very interesting. So much more I'm interested in this zone. Yeah, so I'm still looking definitely for higher. I'm interested in this zone to see what's going to happen. And of course, we're going to check the reaction and we take it from there. But I believe that this might be a little bit more impulsive. We might see at the 886 a retracement and then again another impulse toward the downside. Now, this is the most important testing level here because this is, of course, a diagonal. And in case that it is in a formation of 1, 2 here, it can be a possibility, of course, to move toward the upside again. So we're gonna see, guys, what's gonna happen. Don't forget also as an ending diagonal here can be working and also truncated, so we have to be careful. A truncation, of course, means reversal of the market and failure to take the high in 5 waves. So we have to be careful from this as truncation, which it might be, of course, moving toward the downside, bringing us for lower. And the truncation here possibility is playing in this alternative scenario, especially this one. Let me check. Here we go. On the daily, you have a wave 5 truncated potentially in ending diagonal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 finished wave 5. And you drop down, of course, for a wave 2 because we are looking here at a wave 1, 2, right? So the scenario is 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. We're talking about a large scenario here. So this wave 2, of course, might reach the 0.38, I would say, as a wave 2. Here we go. And of course, the next level is 20K, right? So this scenario is still there because many of you are asking if this scenario is still there. Yes, it is, of course, in this possibility especially. When you have a truncation here, you might start a new bear market. So we're going to see, of course, what's going to happen step by step, guys. We're going to follow all the scenarios and test all the levels required to tackle, of course, this move toward the downside as well as we did for this move toward the upside. All right, so that was it for Nasdaq. Let's move for the SPX here on the 2 hours as well. We can see that for the SPX, we couldn't yet reach, of course, the high. We still, of course, looking for a potential scenario where we have an ABC toward the downside, right, for this blue zone here. And I'm looking after my analysis that I had before. I mean, oh, okay, sorry guys. Sorry guys, it's US 500, not SPX 500 anymore. And basically, we have, of course, a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 failing to take the high. Of course, potentially you can move toward the downside. We can see, of course, invalidation of bullish and moving it downward, of course, impulsive. So this is all what we were expecting, working perfectly. You have an impulse here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and potentially we might move for the next level. Now, the same, we cannot do the same, of course, what we did for Nasdaq. Currently, it is the same scenario repeating there. All right. So currently we are at the 0.38. So that's perfect. But I'm not interested in this level. Honestly, I'm more interested in this area. Yeah, because this answer has been given already. It is an impulse, meaning minimum we're looking for a zigzag. And the zigzag is going to project us in this area. And we're going to see the reaction from there. We'll see, of course, step by step, guys. Don't forget, it has also the same scenario in as a truncated wave 5, failing to take the high, knowing that this as truncation is questionable a little bit. Yeah, so because truncation should be a little bit closer to the high, yeah, not just very very low like this. But yes, still can be. It still can be, guys. So we're gonna see, of course, what's gonna happen step by step, and of course tomorrow we're gonna have a new day. I wish you to have a nice eve. See you in the next one. Bye bye.